Dog fans, life is like a hurricane here on Hunker Down. He's Jake Skinner. I'm Jeremy York. We're here to talk all things UGA. This is the third time we've tried to do this today. We will see if technology will not defeat us.
Listen, I took
I mean,
one. I
it's
took an
it's
L
some
for the
kind of
team
it's some
tonight.
kind of danger lurking behind us. I don't know,
No,
but
it was
we'll
me
figure
on
it
my
out.
video game a minute ago. I just got through telling you about. That was me
Yeah,
taking the L so this podcast could work. So y'all welcome for me getting blown out by FSU throwing two picks. Okay.
only on a video game does FSU be that good.
Yeah, against yeah. So, but yeah. So let's stay in the state of Florida. Let's talk Georgia versus Florida. Since I couldn't be
Yeah.
here last week, sorry everybody. I was out, had a massive headache, and it was getting late, and I just was like, I mentally and physically just need to go away for
Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, in talking about this game down there in Jacksonville at Everbank Field, great stadium. Been down there before the pool. I'm not sure what it looks like now, but I mean, we might solve a mystery or rewrite history tonight. We're not sure exactly what we're actually gonna do, and it's just it's what we do here on Hunker Down. It also helps when the lyrics are right off camera because
Woohoo!
I and anybody that gets that reference, I try to tell people all the time. Tell me what simple menu item with one twist is in here. If you get the references we're making right now, send something in and tell us what the references are. It couldn't be any easier.
Nope.
And
We're handing them to you at this point.
yeah, except for this time, Jake's qualified from being able to do it. So if I give out something of his, he just got to give it away. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. We will send you
That mug
something.
cannot go because it came from Disney World. My girlfriend will murder you, and you know she will do it because she showed up at wrestling and about killed me. So,
True, true, true story.
so all right.
I stay on her good side.
I know we're going because I know what you're going to say. You like the way Gunner played. This is our third time, everybody. Like I said, we're
It
unhinged at this.
really,
We
it really is.
unhinged at
I
this
can't
point.
make that up.
You
It's
said you felt that Georgia was never in danger of really losing this football game. You were kind of like you felt they were in a good spot. I don't disagree in some regard. I'll quit yelling. But I really feel that Gunner had a C game, well, not his best, not his worst. Still, I was not happy as a like if you love your dogs, if you love your quarterbacks, Gunner is not it. Again, week number whatever of me saying it. I know he's right up there, but still, like he made some good plays. He's a gamer. He knows what he's doing. He made some solid plays down the stretch when it counted. But at the end of the day, you have to be when your team is struggling. Now you throw for 223, but you rely on one player. Like again, if that one player is all right, let's go CD Lamb since you have a Cowboy. If CD
okay.
Lamb's getting all your yardage, that's not a bad day, but you're also like, why is no one else doing it? Well, why is Dak only for basically Gunner was force feeding one player because either routes or he's not seeing the field, which I honestly think that's our problem is he's not seeing the field like he should because
I
either
agree with
A,
that.
the issues of the line, politics, I said last time because of that choosing to play a player who's paid more than the others because it's
I mean,
optics. I get it, but when he's struggling,
that's that's where that's where the best coach in college football has got to put his foot down and say, "This is what we're doing. I don't care how much he's getting paid. We're
what
playing the players we need to play."
why? I don't disagree, but what has to happen is you got to and I love my Georgia Bulldogs. And I love Kirby Smart. I love what he's brought to this team. But again, I said the other week, he does not win two titles without Todd Monken. And why? Todd Monken was the smartest man in the room, and he was an a-hole about it. But yet he
Mm-hmm.
knew to tell Kirby, shut up. The
Yeah,
problem is he would sit that guy down, but you got Mike Bobo who likes to kiss Kirby's Bobo when it comes to
yeah,
things because he's going to do whatever Kirby wants. That's not a shot at Kirby. That's
no,
Saban was the same way until Kiffin came in and said, "Shut up and let me handle the offense." Kirby has got to reinvent the wheel and go do that
yeah,
again because that's part of our problem is Chauncey Bowens had a quiet game until his 36-yard thunderous run at the end. He was 8 for 34 yards. 8 for 34. Not great. We've been struggling all game, and all of a sudden he breaks a 34-yarder. Had a heck of a run in this picture.
he did.
I loved it. Like to be like
Oh,
We have so much.
I mean, that run he had, it literally looked like Moses was parting the Red Sea or
It
something.
did. It was
It
like
was
beast
almost a
mode,
straight
beastquake.
line. He went straight in for like, what would you say,
Oh,
34, 36 yards, and
36
you just like,
yards.
did
Yeah,
they?
he
I
went
thought maybe
cut,
it was a
cut,
strategy.
straight
Then I
line.
looked back and realized Florida was trying to tackle him. They were just that bad at it.
Exactly. And like Florida's defense, we said this in our first and second attempts. Their defense is legit. This is the second best defense
Yeah,
Georgia's played besides
they're
Bama.
good defense.
They are. But they prove that Georgia's stupidly beatable in offense because we can't get out of our own way either. A, with players, coaching, we're not teaching, we're not doing something that was being done when Georgia won titles. Okay. That's just no two ways around it. Is Georgia is struggling again. Thorson struggled. There's
Yeah,
not one player on this roster who actually had a good game. I feel Chauncey did good, but he's a little dinged up. Again, I know you'll say it. Gunner had a good, not great game, but it was still a C
yeah,
level game from a quarterback because yeah, he did enough to win, which is fine, but it's not enough to win titles and be where we honestly feel that Georgia should be 9 times out of 10. And like I'm
yeah. I
sitting
agree
here
with that
looking
part.
like Georgia, we don't get any sacks. We have 8 on the entire year. 8 sacks. 8. Like, hold on, like I'm looking this up. Like I'm trying to see who because I know the
Who
NCAA
actually
keeps
has them?
track of all this. Yeah, right. Let's see. All purpose. Like I'm trying to see all purpose like if there's like a
Yeah, because
well dang.
they had a goose egg over the weekend. So
Yeah, so I can't even pull this up, but like it's just it's just pitiful when no matter what Georgia does is we're a Kirby Smart defense is supposed to be one of the best, one of the best things out there, and Georgia just isn't doing it. Like,
well, you want to know who has the sacks?
who's that?
No, I was trying to figure out if that's what you were looking up. Like who?
No, I'm trying to find like team sacks. Here
Here's
we
one
go.
for you.
I found it. I found it. For
Of the eight
example,
sacks, how many different players do you think have one?
3, 4. Okay.
You've got you've got Wilson and Aboko have one each, and then Cole and Allen have three each,
See, here's my
and
problem.
everybody else on the defense has as many as we do.
Yeah, see, I don't know what to say at this point because there's nothing like we're obviously not playing. Okay, Oregon of all people only has 13 sacks in 8 games, but they're tied for
Right.
104th. No, yeah, something. No, they've got 8. They got 13. Okay, so Georgia has 8 sacks total in 8 games. Okay, we are tied for 131st in the entire country, fans. Let that sink in. 131st. Georgia Southern, Eastern Michigan, and UCLA are the only teams with less sacks than Georgia.
I was about to say it's like Kennesaw and West Georgia above you, or not West Georgia, Kennesaw and a couple other ones above you, but I
Yes,
guess they would be.
Texas A&M leads the
Mhm.
country in no, excuse me. Texas has the most. Um, UConn has 33.
That's a basketball school.
Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Minnesota, Buffalo, Tennessee, Indiana. Ohio State, Auburn, like they're all up there on the top. Do you see what I'm getting at, Georgia fans? Our
Hmm.
defense has got a problem, and it's coaching. Tra We need to clean house. Kirby needs to reinvent the wheel and either go, think to himself, I want to rebuild because I know I can do this. And I want to go win another title. I think he wants to prove that he can win a title his way, but it's clearly not working his way. Saban won a title his way. He won another title his way, and then he was like, "Wait, I can still win, but the game's changing. Let me evolve. My
Hmm.
ways worked, but that's past." And he kept winning. Kirby went, "We won this guy's way. I want to win my way." You can't. Your way was whatever Saban was doing, and he proved that his way worked until 2012, 2013, because then he went and got Saban or Kiffin, and the game changed.
Oh, it's what you said.
It's
You brought up
just
the Cowboys. Jerry Jones won multiple titles and then started trying to do everything and wanted it to be his way the whole way, and they hadn't been close since.
no, he hasn't. He did a great thing by trading Herschel at that time because that Herschel
He
trade is what. That
He
Herschel
didn't
trade
trade him.
sped it up. Was
Jerry
that?
didn't trade him.
Oh, that's
That
right.
was the coach.
That
That
was
was
the
Jimmy
coach.
Johnson.
That's right. That was Jimmy. My bad. Because I've been meaning to
That was
watch
one
the
of the last
Netflix
times
doc.
that Jerry Jones was not fully in charge of something like that, and that's probably the best trade they've ever pulled off.
No, and that see that right there reset them. Like as much as
Mm-hmm.
good as Herschel was, but like it reset the team. Just I could go all night on this one, but basically Georgia fans and Dad, I know you're gonna watch this. But I'm gonna say your least favorite words here. Georgia's defense from downs 1 through 3, even in fourth and whatever, is basically playing prevent defense on every snap this year. That's scary.
Yeah,
We're trying to
I was
hide
gonna
so
say,
much non-coaching slash player development not working slash I don't know. I don't know. We're basically playing in shells to prevent ourselves from losing. We're willing to give up play after play after play to let them kick field goals and then let our offense go win. It can work. The NFL kind of has done it that way, but I mean, Georgia's defense has never been about personal stats. I
right.
get it, but at some point we got to do something. So I don't know. I could go all night. Like I know we were supposed to be talking about Georgia's previous game, but there's not a whole lot else to say other than bad night. Even Thorson had a bad night with a punt of 20 something yards. At
His
least
punts
Woodring hit his.
were crazy, just
Yeah, he
in a
still
bad
averaged
way.
43 with the longest
Yeah,
66, but still, you have that one bad one, and it's like,
he
of
had a
course it
yeah.
is. It's against Florida. They just fired Sunshine Billy. You knew they were going to play good. But hey, guess what? Georgia moves forward, and now it's a battle of the Bulldogs coming up on November 8th, this Saturday, 12 p.m. kickoff. So this will be an 11 a.m. kickoff in Mississippi. 12, yeah, 11 on
Mm,
the
yeah,
four-letter network of ESPN.
I think though to summarize everything you said, it's
Are you
lack of
ready for more
aggression.
cowbell?
It's lack of aggression. That's what it is. Like you're saying, it's all prevent. It's all. I mean, I can make all the Chaz Chambliss comments I want to make, but I mean, at least the boy tried to get after a quarterback. These guys are just about staying home instead of trying to
Right.
invade somebody
They're
else's.
staying home, but the problem that's bothering me is okay, Raylan Wilson. Raylan
Mm-hmm.
Wilson is nothing more than a heat-seeking missile at this point. Like that's all he can't do coverage because every time he does, he gets blown up. The
Yep.
problem is I think this is a very systematic issue that goes down to a very deep level, and I know that if this gets shared on the board that I'm on, I'm not saying who I am because I'm not trying to give out this information, but I agree with the guy that runs it, that the director of player whatever scouting, Marshall Malchow, who's now at Oregon has, or I think he's still at Oregon, but anyway, when he left, our ability to find those gems in 3 and 4 stars that none of the other people were not quite like going after as hard
Yep.
deteriorated. And see, now Georgia's thinking they're finding those guys. Whoever's in charge of it's finding them. They're getting a bump, but they're not developing. Either A, we're not
Mm-hmm.
coaching. B, they're not. The football IQ is lower potentially, more
Yeah.
money motivated than they are caring about football. Like there's an amalgamation of issues. The game is changing. Okay, we have to develop expectations about it, but it still is like the window is here to win a title. Why? Why are we struggling out of nowhere all of a sudden? Something is rotten from the inside, and I think something needs to be cleaned out. And Kirby needs to decide now, do I want to just take my wins with Bobo and whatever else and just keep fighting through this and wear myself out? Or do I be like Saban, my buddy, step back? And Coach Saban, if you see this, please call Kirby and tell him to do what you did to CEO, jump in and help coach defense, tell your offense, little things to help them look out for. Thank you for getting on that.
Please text Kirby,
But
hey coach.
basically, exactly,
I
be a
got. I
CEO.
sent a message to him. I sent a
Appreciate
message
it.
to Saban there.
Be a
Yeah.
CEO, hire an offensive coordinator who's smarter than you, and let them do their damn job. Let them do what they're good at. If that means hiring a coordinator who doesn't recruit, then go get a quarterback coach who will recruit. Okay,
Yep.
and have a quarterback with find someone who knows a system, can run it. Now, not with the Tennessee system because that offense, the veer and shoot, is not a pro system because that's what we can do. Find that, then go find your defensive coordinator to come in and go, hey, I'll run your system, but right now your system's broken because we're not being smart. Let's start from scratch. Let's teach the fundamentals all over again. Let's teach these guys quit guarding face. Like we don't get picks because our guys literally are running on the field chasing a dude. They don't turn around and like they're doing this. They're guarding
You
face.
know?
Well, that's the thing is you can do that, but that's a Nick Saban, Kirby Smart way of coaching. I get it, okay, but like we are not getting interceptions and turnovers. He's like, we don't get over turnovers because of the way we're playing. Though we've got one of the best cornerbacks in the recruited, and I can tell you right now, I'm hearing whispers that he may not be happy with how he's playing and stuff, and he might be looking to leave more than
Who?
one player because of how they're getting coached.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's quite a few that are apparently like getting tired of this the way they're being
Mhm.
taught because they're like this isn't like we yeah because players they leave Georgia do better individually because they get taught to play the way that's theirs. Georgia's not teaching to a skill set. We're trying to fit players into a mold. We got to break the system. And Kirby needs to
Maybe
decide, do I feel like doing it or do I need to step away? That's literally where we're getting down to now. And I
maybe
want
that's
Kirby
the
to still
wake
be
up
here.
call that he needs. I mean, maybe he needs something to shake up like that where, 8 players that he thought were going to stick around don't hit the portal or something. And he goes, what happened there? And somebody goes, they got tired of it.
Right, like Georgia fans, Bobo ain't it. We all know it. Muschamp's probably not coming back to be your coordinator, and he might be done. Listen, if Muschamp comes back, I think the defense goes back to an elite status, providing we go hire the right coaches, secondary, linebacker. We
Yeah.
revamp the defensive staff. But if he's not coming through that door, then Kirby needs to find someone who runs a similar system and go, here's what we want to run. You know a good like, go find someone who either has SEC pedigree knows either has coached in it before or like for example, if Oklahoma was to fire their coach tomorrow, that's the first dude I'm calling and saying bring your staff here. Because he has
Hmm.
developed an elite defense out there at Oklahoma. The only reason why they're struggling is their offense has started to falter. But I mean, they're still seven. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like, it's either adapt or die. Because look at Clemson. Clemson's dying.
Hmm.
They're not
Yep.
adapting, and it's too late for Dabo. And Dabo literally is out there playing a lame duck, going, "I guess they're going to fire me." Like you can't be like that. Like it's too late for them. Like
First off, never
be
plant
proactive.
the idea in your boss's head, jokingly or not, that
Yes.
that they should fire you because at some point they're going to start to believe it.
Hmm. No, but anyway, that's enough of me ranting and raving. We got a game coming up.
And plus, I mean,
Yeah,
more cowbells than you can shake a stick at.
that is very true. And this is an Arkansas team who I thought was going to be better than they were. They have lost four of their last five. They were 4-0 or 3-0, excuse me.
Hmm.
Their only win has been against Arkansas. They lost in overtime to Texas, lost by 2 to Florida, lost a lot to Texas A&M, and lost in overtime to Tennessee. So just seeing those numbers makes me go, this game could be closer than I'd like it to be.
I
They
was about
play
to say
people
it's gonna
tough.
it's gonna be a tough battle.
It is. They are going to play people tougher. Um, Blake Shapen's a good quarterback. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's a very talented quarterback. I think he's playing good. 15 touchdowns, 2 picks. Um, their running backs, heck, their running backs are looking better than ours right now, just on individual stats. They throw the ball well. Georgia's going to have to play defense and play and buck up on this one. And I honestly think that I'm just going to cut to the chase. I think Georgia can win this game. The
Hmm.
Bulldogs are going to win one way or the other because they're both Bulldogs. But I think the ones from Athens are going to win this game. But I no longer believe Georgia's going to win a game going away. I think these are now 30-point
I think they're
maximum
all
game,
about it. Yeah.
30 to 40 points. Based on what I'm seeing, I think Georgia can do what Texas did. I think they can drop about 45 on them, but I think Georgia's going to give up about 30 to 35.
Okay. So what kind of score are you looking at?
So I think let's go with 40 to 33. Weird score and numbering. I don't know how they even get to that. It might be a scoregami. I don't know, but let's go with it. For those of you that don't know, scoregami's where if you've ever seen it on X or whatever, but like there's literally someone who keeps track of all the scores of NFL history in college throughout time, and if one hits, it's a scoregami that's never been done before. So
Right.
for those
I
fans
mean,
out there who don't are on the onlines like we are,
if you score 3 touchdowns and 4 field goals, you'll get there.
you could. So
That's just
knowing
that's
Georgia's
just simple.
offense could sputter. But hey, I will say this, seeing I just saw this pop up. If I'm Kirby, there's one guy I'm calling also if Muschamp won't come home. I'm calling the Kentucky head coach Stoops after he gets fired at the end of the season
I
to
mean,
come coach that because his defense is always legit up there in Kentucky.
it's true. It's
So
very
what's your
true.
pick for this game, man?
I do agree. I think this is going to be a really close battle. I didn't think it was until we started digging into it a minute ago, and I saw the same thing you did, and I was like, if Mississippi State can score 30 points, Georgia struggles to score that many points. It's going to set up for, I hope, not a disaster. I mean, it's probably going to be similar to what the last couple of weeks are, but this is also a get right game for Georgia. They need to prove that they're still tough, they're still going to battle, and that they're not shaken by a scary team that shows up on the other side. Because if they
Yep.
are, go ahead and drop that 5 next to them and go on and go home, because it's not going to be worth it to play the rest of the year. Um, I don't know. I think it's going to be it's not going to be as high as you said it was. Let's go 31-27, Georgia. I really, really had to battle myself. I almost picked the other Bulldogs because it has a weird feeling of something kind of like the Tech game this past weekend did. I knew they weren't going to run the gauntlet, so I knew a loss was coming. I just wasn't sure where. I hope this isn't one here because the first official rankings did come out. I think UGA is number 4. Or no, is
They
number
got 5.
5.
Mhm.
Alabama's number 4. Uh, as far as this conversation goes, that's the only one that really mattered. Was yeah, they put them ahead of you, and kind of hard to argue it at the moment because they're
Truth.
slightly more consistent and a little more dominant. And you need to change those things or consider them above you the rest of the time.
Yep. It- It's I mean, we're going to be harping the same thing over and over and over at this point this year. So thanks for tuning in, guys, because you're just going to hear
Yeah.
me complain the whole time until things change, and they're not going to change till after the last game. I just want to see Kirby do something, and I'd like to believe he sees it and he knows it, but he knows that there's no time to make the change right now, and he has to wait. But I'm also not 1,000% sure that he wants to change just yet. With that
Hmm.
being said, we got a few minutes left. We got about 6 minutes. What do you say we make some picks?
Okay. What you got?
I mean, look,
Let me pull
honestly,
some up.
I'm about to say a few weeks ago I picked that one. Actually, I think a fun game will also be at noon because the tickets are going for $419 down in Lubbock, Texas. BYU
Okay.
number 7 versus number 8 Texas Tech, 12 p.m. ABC.
That could be a fun one. You got 8-0
That
versus
could
eight
be.
and one.
I'll say this
Um,
though, with Hammond going down for Texas Tech, their quarterback, give me BYU.
oh, see, I didn't know that. And on a different group that I'm a part of, I picked BYU in that one long before I knew that. So yeah, I will take BYU for sure in that one because I don't know who is going to step in his place. He might be, I don't know, the next Eli Manning or something for all we know. But yeah, I think BYU will probably take that then because it's always tough when your quarterback goes down. Just ask those people. Yep.
Yeah, I feel that. What game you got? Because there's not a
Um.
ton this week that is that intriguing or was more intriguing before coaches got fired. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, LSU Alabama would have been a good one, but
Still
with all
could
the stuff
be.
going on, yeah,
If
it's
if
sneaky.
if it was played in Death Valley. If it was a night game in Death Valley, I think this would
I
be an
don't know.
LSU game.
Them losing at home last week is what got him fired. So maybe it's
Okay,
not the
good
scary
point.
place it used to be.
It
But
is it
let's
is with the right head coach. We all saw this coming with Kelly though. We used to talk about it.
all right. I'll go with this one. I'll stay in the SEC for this one. Um, Saturday, 3:30 on CBS. Number 9 Oregon versus number 20 Iowa. Oregon should more than likely win this one, but man, Iowa has just been so scrappy and just showing that they don't want to go away so far this year. I think they have a real good shot of upsetting Oregon, but I think Oregon is a 6.5 point favorite. They probably win by less than that. I think they win by about 4. But I think this is going to be that mid-afternoon game that just catches everybody's attention and everybody drops the remote and forgets that your other game is on.
Very well could be. They're definitely. I mean, I was actually playing good offense this year. It's shocking that they
Hmm.
are. I'm going to take Oregon just because looking at them. I mean, they lost the other week. They lost a couple weeks ago to Indiana, but they've come back strong the last two. I take that back. I almost want to change my mind because I looked at this. Oregon won a bit, beat Wisconsin 21-7, and then Iowa played Wisconsin a few weeks ago and won 37-0. You know what? Screw it. Give me Iowa. Why not? I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
This one very well could be like I was about to take not take Iowa because their quarterback's thrown for 4 touchdowns, but you know what? Who cares? Ain't about individual stats. It's a team effort, and Iowa's definitely playing for
correct.
team right now. So yeah, give me Iowa at home because that could be one of those make or break games for Oregon. Um, Speaking of coaches
Right.
getting fired and games that could be entertaining, Auburn versus Vanderbilt. Not a crazy big game, but coaches, teams that just lost their head coach tend to play a little differently the
They
weeks
do.
afterwards. I'm still going to pick Vanderbilt in this one because Vandy's just fun to watch right now. Auburn's a mess. They might can figure things out with a different head coach, but yeah, let me
Yeah.
just keep picking Vandy this year because that's just a fun pick.
Same way. I was looking at that one too, and I think I feel a little bad for Auburn. Not a whole lot, but I feel a little bad for Auburn that they
I
might
never
get
feel
dog
bad for
walked.
Auburn.
They might get dog walked or tiger walked or whatever you want to call it. It might be ugly.
It very well could be, and I'd be welcoming for it because it's Auburn.
I couldn't find my usual go to for when I'm looking for a fun game to pick. But with 2 minutes left, how about we go Saturday night at 11 p.m. San Diego State at 7-1 versus the Fighting Hawaii Warriors at 6-3. This one's in Hawaii. Give me the Warriors at home. Give me Hawaii at home.
Dude,
San Diego State
how,
always plays very tough, and they always have a good defense. But give me Hawaii in the upset.
dude, give me Hawaii. Give me the Rainbow Warriors. How can you not? Um, I mean, it's Hawaii, dude.
Hawaii, Arizona State always have the great games late.
They do. They absolutely do. Who's the Hawaii head coach? Is it still Timmy Chang?
Um,
Yeah, T Jimmy Chang. He's still the head coach.
yeah,
One of my favorite to watch back in the day and use in good old video game world when he was playing for Hawaii from 2000 2004 in my video games. No, he was never an amazing quarterback. I think he actually was undrafted. Yeah, he was undrafted, but for his 5 years that he was in college, like the dude was just fun. Like he was whipping the ball around his entire career. A little turnover prone, but yeah, Hawaii. I might even have to tune in for that one for sure.
yeah. I might be getting home about that time. I might watch that into Sunday morning. That might be a fun one. Yeah, a little
It
bit of a
might.
throwback. Been a minute since I stayed up and watched one of those, but yeah, dog fans, don't be completely down. They can still hang on and do some really big things. We do think they got some potential this year. Some just minor things, and I think after year five, I think you're going to go up from here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Georgia's making the playoff. They could still win a title because of how scrappy they are. I'm not
Yeah,
discounting that. I'm just saying it's going to be an ugly title win season if they get there. But we got 15 seconds left, so sign us out, buddy.
you do. Yep. Well, for Jake Skinner, I am Jeremy York. This has been another great edition of Hunker Down. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses, go
Go
dogs.
dogs.